Are we live? Hello? Almost. Come on, YouTube. Catch up. Yo, YouTube. Are we live? I don't think we are. Oh, there we go. Took long enough. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining us here for the fun. We're here for the next hour to answer your Royal Caribbean Cruise questions, starting with the most important question, which is how many days until your next Royal Caribbean Cruise? Type your countdown in chat. Let's count down together. I am so excited. 7 more days. 1 week from today, I will be on Freedom of the Seas. Yes, we'll be broadcasting live from the ship at our usual time, but it's going to feel so much better for me to be on the cruise ship. I do actually prefer doing these lives from home. My setup is a lot easier, but I will say being on a cruise ship, so worth it every single time. Very excited for that. Thank you for joining us here. Of course, we are here to answer your Royal Caribbean Cruise questions. Happy to answer whatever's on your mind about Royal Caribbean. Whether it's a trip planning question, something you want to talk about that's happening in the world of Royal Caribbean, type your questions in chat. We'll answer as many as we can this evening. And we had, before the broadcast began, we have, as like always, and this is incredible, so many great supporters of the channel with some awesome super chats. Desiree Hall, thank you so much, Desiree, for the super chat. Nicole Lombardi also gave us a super chat before the broadcast began. 360 days till Jewel of the Sea, 692 until Utopia. Jay Osteen, thank you for the super chat, Jay. Jay wrote 130 days till Serenade. He has 2 questions. 1, is there any way to bring a box fan on board? I don't think so. You could bring a USB fan, but not a box fan. Don't believe that's allowed as far as I know. I mean, just it's more the appliance thing. I know you can bring fans on, but I'm not sure about whatever else the holdup is there. But I would say bring a USB fan. It's going to be smaller, easier to pack anyway. And number 2, are they doing anything to Serenade when the World Cruise is done, as I'm getting on a few weeks after it returns? I don't think so, Jay. I wouldn't expect it. Royal hasn't said anything about it. One of the things I know that they did to Serenade was to add washing machine, self-service washing and dryers. I don't know what the fate of those will be afterwards. So it's a great question, but I'm not aware of any changes. Michael Bond, thank you for the super chat. Michael said, first time using MEI Travel and Blair Eubanks because of you. Awesome. Thank you for supporting our sponsor. We booked 2 Sky Junior Suites. After booking, he repriced. It was $910. Dude, that is awesome. I love hearing how travel agents, just benefit you. And that is a wonderful example. Jeff Warnecki, I hope I said that right. Jeff, thank you for the super chat. Your channel is priceless. Thank you. Well, I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. It's very, very kind of you. Just glad we can help everybody out here with a little Royal Caribbean. Let's see here. Russell wants to know, is the schedule for the main dining room dinner the same for all 7 itineraries in the Caribbean? No, it's not. Russell, good question. It depends on the itinerary. Like some of the menus depend on where you're going and the order. Like if your cruise goes to Mexico, then Mexican night will always be the first night that your cruise ship is in a Mexican port. Things like that. Obviously, some nights are always the same, like, obviously, welcome aboard night and farewell night and things like that. But anyway. Let's see here. Next question is from Chris Stell. Chris, thank you for the super chat. Keep up the great work, Matt. Thanks from all of us. Well, you are very welcome, Chris. Thank you. Warren C, 3 days until Symphony of the Seas. Fantastic. I see the Teresa McChain in the chat. Welcome, Windy City Jeff. First live stream in a long time. Welcome back, buddy. Good to see you. Jennifer Kelm from MEI Travel is here, and Ron Ladowski is here as well. Hello, Ron. Hello, Jennifer. Hope you are doing well. Royal Caribbean, thank you for the super chat. Royal Caribbean Celebrity let you maintain benefits you've earned with each other. But can you earn Crown Anchor points by going on a Celebrity Cruise? No. Maybe in the future, but not right now. There are 2 separate programs. So you earn points in separate programs, separate silos. They don't combine, don't add on to each other. So there. Ben, why do some people call Coco K Coco Key? Because Key is the proper Bohemian pronunciation. I see this comment all the time on our channel because obviously we have like tours of Perfect Day, Coco Key, and I talk about it, I mention Key, people are like, you're saying it wrong. I'm like, actually, I'm not saying it incorrectly. The proper Bohemian pronunciation is Key. And before you write it, well, Matt, Perfect Day and Coco K are supposed to rhyme. No, that's called a coincidence because don't forget, Royal Caribbean has already announced plans for Perfect Day at Lalepa over in Vanuatu. And that doesn't rhyme. So the fact that it rhymed or people thought it rhymed was a coincidence. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, both pronunciations are acceptable, but Key is the proper Bohemian one. And that's why I say it that way. That's all. Not a big deal, really, in the grand scheme of things. Some people really take it to heart, and it's like, dude, it's just a pronunciation. You call it whatever you want to do that. Jennifer Kellen says, whatever the Icon Group Cruise countdown is at, I'm there. I love that. Kim just got back from the Icon. Dude, how was Icon of the Seas? I hope it was an amazing, amazing cruise for you. We have some super chats coming in. I want to make sure we get to those. Dennis Lecomte. Dennis, thank you for the super chat. 242 days to Oasis at the Port Everglades port. Do they give discounts for veterans for parking fees? I'm not aware of that, Dennis. I'm not aware of any parking that offers that, like the official one. If it is, it would be news to me, Dennis. But obviously, as a non-veteran, I don't look for those things. But thank you for your service, obviously. And but I'm not aware of any. I'm not saying they don't exist. This is one of those I've never heard of it. Again, not saying that's not a thing, but Terry Arter. Terry, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from Terry here. I don't know. He's got a message in here. Hold on. Give me a minute. I can find it. I'm pretty good at this. Actually, I'm not, but sometimes I'm good at it. I found it. Yo, brother, just got back home after cruising on Grandeur. Wanted to thank you for your video, which gave me the courage to try her out. It exceeded my expectations, and I'd go on her again. Thanks, Matt. You are very welcome. That is awesome. Grandeur of the Seas. And we did Terry, we did a review. We said, I forget who it was. Jenna? Angie? No, it was Angie and Allie to go check it out. And, Grandeur is the oldest, smallest ship in the fleet. But really, when you go on an older, smaller ship, whether it's Grandeur or some other ship that's, a smaller, older ship, it's all about expectations and understanding what the ship offers and what it doesn't offer. And I think people that get themselves in trouble are the ones who assume that the ship must have certain features, don't realize it doesn't have certain things. And as long as you go in with the right expectations, I think it can be a great ship. It's just a matter of what you're looking for. As an example, my wife hates the Vision class. She won't go on a Vision class ship. But she tried one out, Rhapsody, didn't love it. Now she knows that's a thing, but she's not going to go into it, blind anymore about it. So there you go. Captain Logan, what ship should I do if I want to do Alaska next summer? It's a great question. If you've never done Alaska before, I generally recommend one of the ships sailing out of Seattle. So that's probably Ovation or Anthem. It's usually hard to go wrong with that one. It's easy to get to. So if you're an American, you go to some amazing ports in Alaska. You're not compromising on the ship experience that much. I think it's a win-win. So yeah, I would say one of the ships going, if it's your first time, you do the Quantum class ships out of Alaska. If you've been in Alaska before, then I feel like you lean in more to like the Radiance class ships. Kind of it's like wine. When you first start out, you drink like the basic stuff, and then as you get a taste for it, you go into the deeper things. And yeah, I hope that Don and Judy analogy works out for you. We have some more super chats coming in. Let me say hello. First of all, we have Mr. Russ Crawford coming in with the super chat. Happy Monday, my friend. Back to back on Utopia in October. It can't get here soon enough. Any recommendations? Yes, I have a really good recommendation for you, Russell. You should book another cruise before October because it won't get here soon enough. And this is it'll be a long summer, my friend. I mean, you could spend the whole summer in Kentucky enjoying, your family and all that, or you go enjoy your family and all that on a cruise ship before that. And that seems like a better choice. I'm just saying. Hope you're doing well, Russ. Good to see you. Thank you for your generosity. And DNS, thank you for the super chat. 41 days till Wonder, 231 till Utopia. In lieu of the Royal Caribbean excursion, thoughts on a taxi in Magens Bay and St. Thomas? Return is the concern. Is it doable and safe? Yeah, no, it's totally fine. There are plenty of taxis there. DNS, the key when you're doing an excursion on your own, whether it's Magens Bay or anywhere, is making sure you give yourself plenty of time. As an example, DNS, if I were you, I would plan to leave Magens Bay at least 2 hours before the 2 hours before the all aboard time. So if all aboard time is 5:30 p.m., then you should be leaving Magens Bay no later than 3:30. And it would be okay if you left a little earlier than that, quite frankly. That way, if there's traffic, and traffic in the Virgin Islands is definitely a thing, you can protect yourself against it. So that would definitely be my recommendation for you. And this is true, ladies and gentlemen, almost any port. I mean, whether you're in Cozumel, like anywhere you are, I always give myself at least 2 hours, because that's really the biggest issue. Just like, can you get back on time? Now, the good news is in Magens Bay, in the parking lot, there's a number of taxis that just hang out there because they know it's like all tourists over there and it's easy money to be made. So that's why they hang out over there and just kind of wait. So you'd be totally good. If you're really paranoid about it, the taxi you take to get there, ask the driver to come pick you up at a certain time. They'll almost certainly oblige you. And don't forget, you're in the U.S. Virgin Islands, which is a U.S. port, which means your cell phone service works there. So you can easily give them a ring, if you'd like a little more flexibility. Mick Q, thank you for the super chat. 117 days till Icon of the Seas. I am super excited. We're going back on Icon of the Seas at the end of June for our group cruise, and I am so excited to get back on board that ship, man. I just so excited. Bill Schaub, thank you for the super chat. Bill gives me a thumbs up. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you. Jim Bobsky has got a question for us. My question is, when you prepay the gratuities up front, doesn't that cover all individual drinks and food purchased outside of the packages? They always ask for a tip, and I'm unsure what to do. Good question. The answer is no. The gratuities you pay up front that you're talking about, that you can prepay, which I do all the time, that covers your stateroom attendant and your dining room staff. So if you were to go to the spa, a bar, anywhere else, those have other gratuities as part of that are not in part of your prepaid gratuities, because the prepaid gratuities only apply to your stateroom attendant and the dining room staff. So that's probably why it's a little confusing there. Danielle Young. Danielle, thank you for the super chat. Danielle, I'm looking for your message here. But thank you so much for Danielle. I see Warren C. Warren is a great guy, but you're not Danielle Warren. But good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well with you. Well, Danielle, keep an eye out for it. Thank you so much for your generosity. Casey Pham, thank you for the super chat. Can it be difficult to get a Coastal Kitchen dinner reservation with the junior suite, or will they give you a really late reservation alert in 49 days? It's a little hit or miss. It kind of depends. When you're junior suite, and you already know this, but I'm saying this for everybody else out there, you can go to Coastal Kitchen for dinner only, and you have to wait to get on board the ship to make the reservation. Yeah, you kind of get the leftovers, but generally speaking, I think you'll be able to get in. It's just, number one, maybe you already know this, you should go to Coastal Kitchen on embarkation day to go make those reservations as soon as you can. The earlier, the better. Don't lollygag on that one. So, yeah. Let's see here. Dave O. What a great guy. I love Dave. Dave's a fantastic friend of the channel here. Dave O is here sending a super chat so you can tip your Freedom Porter 214 days. So we're back on adventure for the third time. Thank you. When I give the gentleman my luggage, I will say, this money I'm giving you here, this is from Dave O. And he'll be like, dude, I don't. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Next question. We have another Alaska question. Emerald, after a 7-day Alaska cruise in July, my disembarkation time is 6 a.m. Is it safe to book a flight to California after lunch? Yeah. So remember, the 6 a.m., I'm going to expand your question. Guys, when you see that the ship returns at 6 a.m., that is not the time you can get off the ship. That's the time your ship is going to, theoretically pull into port. There's a lot more that goes into it. Your ship probably won't be cleared by the local authorities until maybe 7:30 a.m.-ish. I've seen it go as long as maybe even 8 o'clock. But a noon or after flight would totally be fine. I was worried, Emerald Sven, you were going to say, oh, can I make a 9 a.m. flight? And I would have said, no, that'd be a bad idea. Skyfrog, thank you for the super chat. What is the best thing to do in Costa Maya? Maya Chan is my recommendation, Skyfrog. If you go to, it's not through Royal Caribbean, it's an external third-party excursion, but Google Maya Chan, and you'll find the operator I'm talking about. I love them. I go there every single time. They're fantastic. They do a really good job. Family owned, family friendly, a lot of fun, and yeah. It's why is my camera? Oh, I don't even know what my camera's focusing on. Is it the wall? I gotta get a new camera, guys. Anyway, it just bothers me. Maya Chan, if you're going during a summer month, they're closed in the summer because of the hurricane season, then my next best recommendation for you is Jamie's at Blue Reef. And by the way, Skyfrog, we have a review of both Maya Chan and Jamie's at Blue Reef over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Tony Diaz, wait, there's a group cruise on Icon in June? Yeah, you should go with your friends. That would be nice. Jeff, thank you again for the super chat. Or thank you again for the message. I forgot now what happened here. But anyway, thank you, my friend. Just retired. Already took 4 Royal Caribbean cruises this year. That is the way to retire, my friend. More already booked this year. Adventure Utopia Wonder. Living 5 minutes for Pork and Avril helps. Amen. Spectrum and Anthem, too much. Loving it. No, it's not too much. That is exactly the retired life. I remember talking to our good friends Don and Judy, who may or may not be in chat tonight. They're retired. And I remember talking to them recently, and they went on Grandeur of the Seas last week, and it was like their first cruise in 2 months. And I was like, since Icon, the inaugural, and I was like, you guys really aren't doing this whole retirement thing right. You're supposed to be on a cruise all the time. Mary Kate says, don't forget to tip the childcare workers. I will say this, Mary Kate. The people who work the hardest on the ship are the people who work at Adventure Ocean. Those guys and gals deserve a lot. And I always, when my kids were at that age, I would always slip them some money at the end because I was like, thank you for dealing with my children. Thank you. You deserve this. Stacy, thank you for the super chat. Does check work differently from Seattle? Today's the first day for check-in, but it says close on the app, 46 days till ovation. Don't forget, Stacy, it's midnight local time. So if you're in the East Coast, it would be 3 a.m. Pacific or 3 a.m. Eastern because that's midnight Pacific, if that makes sense. But that's true, by the way, wherever the ship is. But the check-in time is relative to the local time there. So I think maybe that's what you're referring to. But otherwise, it should be exactly the same. Robert Murphy sitting at his Zoomy on Adventure of the Seas right now. I am not jealous or hungry immediately now because of what you said. But man, I am. Have a great time, my friend. Hey, Masato, good to see you. Soggy Couch, thank you for the super chat. Freedom was amazing. Alert September, my time or no? I have a hot take on this. I don't know that everybody agrees with me on this one, and that's okay. This is not like, sometimes I have an opinion that I think I'm right and you're all wrong, like the key. This is not one of those, Soggy Couch. This is one of those opinions like, this is just how I roll, and I recognize this is a Matt thing. That being said, I think my time is a mistake. I get the appeal of my time, but I think in practice it's more of a pain in the butt than it's worth. So my recommendation is not to do it and do traditional dining instead. But I'm sure there are people yelling at their computer screens right now. The real Matt Bailey, thank you for the super chat. 52 days to Allure. Can I check in other people in different cabins in on the app? What about show reservations? For the show reservations, yeah, you can do both. The show reservations is the easiest. What you need is the reservation number and their last name. And just like anything, Matt, you can already practice this. Like if you go to purchase anything in the cruise planner, you will see an option like, when you go to select the guests to add people from another reservation, and you can do that. For the check-in, if you link your reservations together, you can do that. And that's an option actually where you go, again, you need their reservation number, their birthday, and their last name, and you can add that into your app, and then you'd have access to that. Alternatively, you can just be like, hey, give me your phone and log into their account and do that as well. That could also work. So, you can log in with an incognito tab on a web browser, use their account information. This is more about outcome. Like if it's your parents, obviously, that's cool. If you're going with a different friend, maybe sharing credentials, not a great thing. So, yeah. Jason and Killes. Jason, thank you for the super chat. Excited for Oasis next year. Have you tried Portside Barbecue? Yes. If so, your thoughts. I loved Portside Barbecue, Jason. I was going into it. I'm still not a big barbecue fan. Like if we go, 30 days, I will not go to a barbecue restaurant at home over 30 days. Like it's just not granted we live in Florida. It's not like I live in Kansas City or Texas or South Carolina where barbecue is much bigger in the culture locally. But that being said, it's not my favorite cuisine, but I do think the Portside Barbecue is absolutely fantastic, and I think it's really, really good. I'm a big fan of it. I liked it a lot more than I thought. My kids loved it. Considering that's a la carte, where you only pay for what you order, I think it's a great option for lunch, and we will definitely do that. KB wants to know, can we book through you? No, I'm not a travel agent, but we do have a travel agent sponsor, KB. So if you want to support them, and they're fantastic, by the way, just go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. There's a big yellow form. Fill that out. They will contact you. Halcio, good to see you again. Thank you for the super chat. If I book the unlimited dining package, will it be accessible to deduce the gratuities I paid for the package from the automatic gratuities I paid for the cruise? No. They cover different things, so don't do that. That would actually be a mistake. So you should plan on, this is what I do as well, pay both essentially. The camera is focusing on the printer on the floor. Maybe because my wife or somebody, oh, it's my daughter. She's printing out something for a project. Just crazy how they always print things out while I'm doing, while I'm live. The 3 hours before this, nobody printed anything. The 3 hours after this, no one will print anything else. But this time, everyone's got to print stuff when I'm doing this. And it's only annoying me because I can hear it, and then they sneak in, and they're my peripheral vision, blah, 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 blah. Danielle, so your super chat got lost, no worries. Where can I find the menu for breakfast in the main dining room for Navigator of the Seas? The main dining room breakfast for Navigator is the same across the fleet, Danielle. So we have we have a link on RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. And we have we have a menu. This is like a terrible description. We have a menus page, which we have all the menus that we can accommodate, and the breakfast menu is the same across the entire fleet. So if you find it for one, you can see it for all of them. This will also be in the Royal Caribbean app a couple days before the cruise. But that being said, I'm going to post a link to it in the chat so you can check it out, Danielle. So check out. I just posted it in the chat there for you, Danielle, to get a link to the menus. I'm pretty sure that's that's the right menu, right link rather. So there you go. Don and Judy are here indeed. See, if you just say they're like Beetlejuice, they just show up and it's fantastic. Let's see here. Kim Marshy, thank you for the super chat. For unlimited dining, are good dinner times still available since we can't make reservations until we get on board the ship? I've had pretty good luck with this, Kim. Number one, do this on embarkation day. Number two, do it exactly when you get on board. I think you're going to have a pretty good time, pretty easy time getting in there and doing that. You know, it's funny, Kim, I feel like the rising prices of specialty dining has made this a lot easier than it used to be. But yeah, just do it on day one. I can't promise you, obviously, but I do really believe you'll have a decent shot at it. Nicholas O'Connor just emailed MEI Travel about Adventure of the Seas. Nice, tentatively. Dude, I love that, like, I just booked a cruise feeling and waiting for the travel agent to let you know that you booked it. And then you're just like, oh, man, you're on cloud nine for like 24 hours. It's fantastic. Let's see here. Is Royal Caribbean having a hard time to get guests for Utopia because they're advertising like crazy? No, I think they're just trying to get the word out. This is the Royal Caribbean marketing machine asserting dominance. I don't know. I'm not even joking. Like, Royal Caribbean really wants to establish themselves as the predominant choice for a short cruise, and they're gonna be loud and proud about it, quite frankly. And that's exactly what they're doing. Orlando and Eva Brown, thank you for the super chat. 132 days. 132 days till Greece. Have you been? Is there a Ben and Jerry's on Odyssey? No, there's no more Ben and Jerry's on any ship. So that's no longer a thing. They ended their relationship a number of months ago. I think it was at the end of 2023. But I've not been to Greece. A couple of our writers have been. Callista was there most recently on Enchantment of the Seas. And I'm pretty sure Jenna went there on something. Odyssey? Something. So we have some information about going to Greece over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. So if you go to Google, this is the easiest way to do it. Just type in Royal Caribbean Blog Greece. You'll find some blog posts all about how to plan a Mediterranean cruise and things of that nature. But in general, when you're planning a Greek Isles cruise, I think number one, depending on when you're going, because certain times you're going in 132 days. When is 132 days from now? September. Okay, so September is not August is really hot there in July. September's a cooler month. It can be a little windier out there, but plan accordingly. Basically, plan maybe like some a light a sweater or a light jacket so you can roll with the punches there. But it's a lot less crowded. September is definitely the tail end of the European season, and it's still warm in the Eastern Med, but not like super hot. But I think you'll find it maybe a little less competition for some of the islands you're visiting there. But again, check out some of the blog posts we have at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. What is a group cruise? Great question. A group cruise is a regular sailing that we pick. And we say this sailing is going to be a Royal Caribbean Blog group cruise. I invite all of you to come join us for it to sail together. So it's basically an opportunity to sail with not only myself, but other Royal Caribbean fans. And I know your question, well, what are they? We have a list of all of our group cruises over at royalcaribbeanblog.com/events, royalcaribbeanblog.com/events. And basically it's a very loose gathering. We do daily events, we hang out together. And it's a really fun activity. Billy D Music, thank you for the super chat. Taking my first 3 and 4 night cruises in July and September. Any major difference from a 7-night cruise? So they won't have formal night. They'll call it dress your best. Same thing. The shows, the karaoke, that is all the same. The big things you're going to notice, I think, it's definitely more of a party vibe, especially on the 3-night cruise. The 4-nighter, maybe not so much. But the 3-night weekend cruise, you get a lot more family. Well, you get families in general, but you're going to get a lot more like, hey, bachelorettes, college kids together on spring break, companies, extended families. You get a lot more. It's more of a hey, let's make it worth it, like party. I don't want to make it seem like it's like this like crazy debauchery or anything like that. It's not. It's just whereas a 7-night cruise is a little tamer. The 3-night cruise has more of that Warren Caesar party vibe. It's a little more. You're going to notice like, okay, these people really want to they're here to have a good time more so maybe than you would on a 7-night cruise. That's obviously more of a generalization, but I feel like in general you're going to find that it's fun and there's still the same level of activities and whatnot. Watching your back, please thank Blair for getting me to join your Royal Caribbean Blog cruise next June. Awesome. I love that. Thank you for supporting our sponsor. Good boy 2020. Welcome back. Good to see you again. Thank you for the super chat. Should I get the key if I'm already getting the internet? No. I just think the key is a waste of money. And I've said this many, many a time. And yeah, I would say the answer is no. Let's see here. Next question. More super chats. Dennis again coming in with a super chat. Thanks for pronouncing my name right. Ooh, Lacomte. Have you heard anyone taking the Brightline train missing the embarkation? No, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen or hasn't happened. Dennis, it's funny when they since the Brightline is the high-speed train between Orlando and South Florida, and I've taken it all the time. I'm taking it again this weekend when I go down to Miami, but I still can't bring myself to take the Brightline the same day my cruise leaves. I just have it ingrained in my head just in case. Let me tell you, I'm going to share an example. Coming back from a cruise, not going to cruise, but the cruise was over. We took the train back one day and we were stuck for 2.5 hours because a bridge wouldn't go down. Granted, it was a weekend, but delays can happen. So I just personally would rather still do the night before personally, but I don't have any to answer your question. No, I can't think of, I remember what so-and-so saying this or anything like that, but to me, it's not worth the risk just in general. Aaron, my kids are fans of the big movie and are excited about the Zoltar machine being on alert. Does it work? Yes, it does. And how do you pay for your fortune? Use your CPass card. You just scan it. It's like the arcade, basically. It's not as cool as the one in big. I mean, it's okay, but I felt like I was the same way, and every time I did the Zoltar machine, as I was like, this is not as good as I thought it was going to be. It's fine, but yeah. Brogan, hey Matt, shocked by the Nick Weir news. Any idea on the reason for the change? Yes, if you guys didn't hear, we posted about it at royalcaribbeanblog.com early this morning. I think we were first, if I'm not mistaken. Nick Weir is no longer with Royal Caribbean. Nick Weir is the senior vice president of entertainment for the company, and it was announced that effective today, immediately, he's gone. And no, there has been nothing conveyed. Your guess is as good as mine, Brogan. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. Can you offer any tips for the first-time cruiser on adventure? This is particularly when it comes to exploring Puerto Plata. It's interesting. Puerto Plata is we went there on my first celebrity cruise, and we ended up just hanging out in the port area. They have a very ornate port. It's a very expansive, big area, even bigger than like Costa Maya. And there's a lot of things. It's expensive, obviously, but we just hung out there. So by far, not a great recommendation because it's not authentic. I know Tony Diaz is in the chat, and Tony has some experience in the Dominican. Maybe he can recommend something, but I don't have anything like a specific excursion beyond that. But we also, when we went to Puerto Plata, it was the last shore excursion, it was the last port day of our cruise. We just wanted to take it a little bit easy, but it was fun. It was a neat little port. Next question is from Rich Lipinski. Rich, thank you for the super chat. Can you expand on your dislike of my time dining? So basically, my issue with my time dining is that basically there's still waiting. There's too much waiting involved. Basically, when you go to my time dining, there's two lines: people with a reservation and people without a reservation. And even if you have a reservation, you're still waiting in line. Whereas if you have a traditional dining, you just walk in. There's no waiting. It's 5:30 or 9, whatever time you're dining. You walk in, your table's waiting for you. It's easy. You have the same table mates, the same wait staff. They know you. Personally, Rick, I feel like it just works better. Whereas many a time I've walked by the deck that has my time, and I see just a lot of people standing around waiting to be seated because, again, they have two different lines. And basically, obviously, people with a reservation are seated first, and people without one. And sometimes the line really gets really, really long. And so I don't know. I mean, I get the idea that like you can be a little more flexible with your dining times, but in my opinion, if I need that kind of flexibility, I'll just skip dinner and go to in the main dining room and go to the Windjammer or a specialty restaurant instead. And it seems to work out better for me. But again, I'm impatient. I don't like waiting, but it just seems like every time I walk by, I'm always like, I don't really have any desire to do my time dining because of that. Let's see here. Grace from MEI Travel is here. Matt's group cruises are the best. Not that Grace is biased by any means, but she is, and she's amazing. We love Grace. Let's see here. Melissa Allen. Melissa, thank you for the super chat. Quantum Disease in 41 days. Favorite port? I assume you're going to Alaska, and that's your question. Like, what's my favorite port in Alaska? Juneau. Believe it or not. Mendenhall Glacier Park. I could spend a week in Mendenhall Glacier Park. I love that place so much. But there's more than just that. But yeah, Juneau is my favorite one. Tony Crawford. Tony, thank you for the super chat. I recall before Icon opened that there was a significant price drop for those who booked early. Do you expect to see the same on Star? I think in general, yes. Like generally speaking, Tony, you've heard me talk about this a lot, I think, that the best thing you can do is book your cruise as early as humanly possible. If like when it comes to booking early, locking in the price early, that's usually going to be the best strategy for netting the lowest possible price. So if that's what you're talking about, I'm not sure what you mean by a significant price there for something else, but Chrome Cam, thank you for joining the Roll Green Blog Club. Thank you. So is that what you mean? If that's what you mean, then yes, I do. If you mean something else, Tony, I apologize. Any idea when a reservation will open for my time dining in Utopia? No, but probably soon. Obviously, we're getting very, very close to that. The beginning of the first sailings right there. Why is Don from Don's Family Vacations mad at me? I don't know. Why is he mad at me? That's news to me. I didn't do anything. Sugar is in the house. Can't wait to hang out and throw a few ice cold Dr. Peppers back with everybody. Indeed, my friend. I hope you are doing well. Hope your lovely wife and kids are doing well as well. Good to see you, buddy. Warren says I should answer Aaron 518's question, which means that this is probably either about the printer or about any chance of a group cruise out of New York City. All right, so Warren, I apologize. I thought this was going to be a meme question. The problem with the New York cruises, I would love to. First and foremost, I love New York City. I love any excuse to go to New York City. So, like, this is not a Matt hates. I love New York. The problem with New York are the itineraries. You're either going to spend like 7 nights and go to some really I'm muted. Thank you, Teresa and Tony. I must have the mute button is right on top of my microphone, and if you hit it too much, you mess it up. Do you think you need Oh man, I'm way behind in the chat right now. I've lost like a couple different messages. Oh no, no, you don't need a reservation for. I don't. Lunch is the least interesting one. You don't really need that. I just lost a bunch of super chats. Oh boy, this is not good. I've things have gone terribly wrong here. Slew Dog. Okay, Neil Borsch, thank you for the super chat. We got that one. William Mom, howdy, long time no talk. William, thank you for the super chat. I did schedule a change at work, so I can't join chat on Mondays. By the way, 130 days of Harmony season. Well, no worries, my friend. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys. All your no audio stuff. Man, I hope I don't know where you missed on that one, but how much did I miss? When did I go out? MJ, thank you for the super chat. Thinking of Alaska in 2025, we have 3 8-year-olds in the group, and they love Adventure Ocean. Should we book Anthem or Radiance? I'd book Anthem for sure. There's more to do for kids on Anthem, so I'd pick Anthem without a doubt. So, the New York City thing. Yeah. Oh, missed the whole New York City answer. Okay, cool. So here's the answer. The answer is I would love to do a New York City cruise. I love New York. I'm from Connecticut originally. Guys. This is not like I hate New York thing. The problem with the New York itineraries is their itineraries are terrible. Like you're either doing a 7-night or a 9-night cruise that goes out like Port Canaveral, Nassau, and Cocoa Key. Like, okay, I mean, we could do that like out of Florida, and it's gonna be a lot cheaper. Or you're doing a Bermuda cruise, which is neat, but a little limited. And then, of course, you have the Canada sailings, which are fantastic. We love doing those, but the timing can be tough, especially for my family. So it's more the itineraries are kind of like, they're just not. I would love to do a New York cruise, not just because that means that Warren would be able to go on the cruise there, but because I want to make sure that we can do something that's kind of interesting, because that's what it's all. I like picking group cruises that are like interesting, not necessarily unique, but they kind of stand out. Like not only is this a cruise to go on because we want to be together and hang out, but also because I think they'd be kind of like, oh, that's also a neat, like this cruise is compelling in and of itself. So go back 3 questions. All right, I answered already the New York one. I did the one about my time dining. I think that was it. Neil, I missed Neil's question. It's all Neil's fault. Where was Neil's question? Oh, retractable funnels. Okay, I did. All right, so the retractable funnels, I wouldn't worry about it because Oasis went there already last year and did it. If Oasis can do it, Symphony can do it. Everything's going to be fine, Neil. Don't worry about that. So you are good to go, my friend. Good to go. We answered MJ's super chat, so I think we're good over there. True story, Jay. Thank you for the super chat. Your audio cut off on my New York City question. No, I think we already. Yeah, I'm now behind things. Are we good on New York City? Is that? Man, you all are on. Well, I wanted to hear about New York City. Bermuda is nice. It's just like the itineraries are always like a little like. It's tough to find like a really good one, you know, like one that's like, hey, that's cool. So that's the problem more than anything. Mrs. Thomas, I missed yours? No way. Oh, I did. No, you're right. 100% right. I apologize. Mrs. Thomas, thank you for the super chat. Favorite thing to do in St. Kitts and Nevis? I mean, the train tour is the one I always give out as my recommendation. I did miss some other. I missed MJ's. Okay, now I know. Now I see where we are, guys. So I apologize. Mrs. Thomas, what do you do in St. Kitts? There's a train tour. It's something different to do. It's not like the best tour I've ever done in my life, but it's kind of cool because it's a train, and you don't usually get to do train tours in the Caribbean. It's a full gauge train. It's not like, some like little rinky dinky like golf cart. This is a real train they used to use for the sugarcane trade. It's fun to do. I'd recommend that. MJ, thinking of Alaska in 2025. We have 3 8-year-olds. Oh, should book Anthem or Radiance. Do Anthem of the Seas by far. Anthem is better. For that age group, there's just more to do on there. So there you go. All right, guys. I missed. Unfortunately, the way that I have my chat, so I can like show like Mary Donahue's on Wonder right now. I have a subsection of the chat I can show. It's the last 100 messages or something like that. when you all posted that I was muted, which totally reasonable. You pushed the messages like way up, and I lost a bunch of them in there. So, Warren, I would love to do New York City meetup, man. I mean, I really would. It's not. This isn't a question of like I don't want to. I just want something that's like cool. Like hey, this is a cool itinerary. That's the problem. But you know. Let's see here. Why don't cruises move north? Good question, SPN. A lot of it has to do with the fact that people want to go somewhere warmer. You would be surprised maybe to hear how many times people are just like, people never want to do Alaska or Canada because they always say, I don't want to go somewhere that's colder than I live. And it's like, all right, first of all, it's the summertime. Second of all, you can have a good time without being in the beach. Third of all, these places are really interesting to begin with. But there is like a sizable amount of people who, when they go on a cruise, they want somewhere warm. Caribbean, Mediterranean, Australia. And if it's not somewhere warm where they can sit out and enjoy the sun, they're not interested in it. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I mean, we're all entitled to our own opinions there, but that's essentially the reason why. CJ says, for St. Kitts, I would highly recommend snorkeling. That's not a bad idea as well. No, this is the new printer. Pay no attention to the bubble wrap monitors there. We're just moving junk around over here. The printer, nothing. Don't worry. Your beloved printer will not go anywhere. Nick Wong, I did miss your super chat. Wow. Okay, that one, Nick. I apologize. Nick, thank you for the super chat. Have they? That's Neil. Just got back from Allure back-to-back today. Nice. 12-hour drive was no fun, but can't miss a live. Thank you, my friend. First back-to-back, and it was great. Mariner, July, next. Thank you. Dude, Allure of the Seas, back-to-back. That sounds awesome. And yeah, back-to-back sailings are fun. I mean, there is no, and you know this, Nick, there is no better feeling than like when you're at the end of cruise number one, and everyone else is disappointed. Everyone else is annoyed, like, oh, the cruise is over, I gotta go home. And you're like, you're staying on for another cruise. It's the best feeling in the world. So that's fantastic. And we got Mariner next July. Love that. I think we have a new super chat coming in that I probably can answer on screen. Jojo in Rancho, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from you, but thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Roller Caribbean does go, well, they don't go out of New York City technically. They go out of Bayonne, New Jersey, which is in New York City Harbor. It's pretty close to the Statue of Liberty, but it's out of Bayonne. It's pretty close to Newark Airport. So Royal Caribbean advertises it as New York, but it's really New Jersey. In the same way that, you know, they advertise Orlando, but it's really Port Canaveral. So tips for the Port of Miami. Park at the terminal if you're going to park, because it's way easier to do that. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. One of the better ports to sail out of. It's really pretty. Definitely see sail away from Miami. You go past all these beautiful like mansions and condos and beaches. It's really, really nice. Let's see here. Yeah, deer who wants to be a moose. I did Bayonne and loved it, but I can see if living in Florida, you have way more options. It's not that I don't mind traveling for the cruises. It's just like I need something that's like, you want to be able to be like, guys, we're like, not only are we sailing out of New York, but we're going to this awesome place. And I can't, it's hard to be like, guys, we're doing a cruise out of New York and it's going to Port Canaveral. Like, I don't even know that Don and Judy would go. Maybe, I mean, they're good friends. They probably still do it, but it's still like, you know, it's tough. Ray's going on Freedom Season September and just booked Marriott Fort Lauderdale Airport on your recommendation. Thanks for all you do. You're very welcome. I love that. Is my go-to place in Fort Lauderdale, dude. It's a great hotel. It's fairly brand new. They opened in 2021, I think. And it's a great hotel. Always, every time I go to Fort Lauderdale, that is my go-to. I don't even think twice about booking anything else. Michelle Stevenson, how in the world do I survive 392 days? Book another cruise. That is the responsible thing to do, quite frankly. Jojo, I didn't see a message from you, but there's question. Can you talk a little bit more about Alaska cruise tours? So Alaska cruise tours are essentially add-ons to a cruise that you can do. It's only really available on Radiance of the Seas, but essentially it combines a cruise with a land tour. And quite frankly, if you want to see the interior of Alaska, this is the way to do it. I mean, if you really want to see Alaska, you really want to do a cruise tour. And then basically you'll either have the cruise tour before or after the cruise. There's pros and cons to both. I don't know that you can really make an argument that one or the other is better. I think a lot of people prefer doing the land tour first and then doing the cruise so they can relax a little bit. I guess, I don't know. I think you're busy running around on both. Anyhow, with the land tours, well, number one, you do get crown and anchor points for each night of the land tour. It's the only way you can get a crown and anchor point without being on a cruise ship. Number two, they basically escort you through these different places. So imagine the bus transportation, the hotel, that's taken care of for you by Royal Caribbean. And obviously the excursions, that's also provided there. But if you really want to see a lot, you want to go to places like Denali and other places I can't think off the top of my head. This is really, it's by far the best way to see Alaska. If you really want to say, I want to go to Alaska and see everything, then you want to do a land tour. Not cheap, but yeah. When is the next ship coming out? That'll be in July, my friend. July 19th. This is the first sailing of Utopia of the Seas. Sue Sista, thank you for the super chat. Just off Wonder of the Seas yesterday. 102 days till Reservation helps ease with the pain. That's absolutely true. I usually make my time dining reservation for 7 p.m. I went to my main dining room on day one to request the same table with no problem on the last two cruises. There, and listen, I don't think that this is one of those things. This is not like a open and shut case of me being right or wrong or you should think differently. I just feel like the rigmarole of my time, like, let me put it this way. What you did worked, but you know what? With traditional, you wouldn't have to do any of that. You could just show up and that's it. It's like, it just seems easier to me. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you that you should change your ways. I'm just trying to explain why I personally don't like my time dining. That's all. Good Hotels by Pork and Avril. I like the Home 2 Suites. I like that quite a bit. Andy, thank you for the super chat. Andy, do I see a message from you? Oh, yeah. Just because you are a nice guy. You hear that, Tony Diaz? Because I'm a nice guy, Tony. You hear that? Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you. What's the name of the beach at Coco Key that has all the beach games? That would be Breezy Bay. Breezy Bay. Basically, it's behind Oasis Lagoon, kind of near the snack shack over there. Next question. Zodix, thank you for the super chat. Someone asked while you were muted, why don't big ships go on longer sailings? I missed that one too. Holy moly, I was muted for a long time there. Basically, it has to do with the American vacation model. Essentially, most people, not everybody, most people only want about a week of vacation. That's like, especially Americans. And by the way, like 80% of Royal Caribbean's customers are from North America. So essentially, the thing is, it's not that Royal Caribbean doesn't want to necessarily offer them, but most people simply want to take about a week of vacation, go on a trip, and that's it. And so if they did longer sailings, demand would fall precipitously. That isn't to say, by the way, that obviously there are people who would like those things, but that's the reason why a majority of the sailings are exactly 7 nights, because that lines up perfectly with taking a week off of school or work. And that's basically why you see that. Now, that's also why you see in markets like Australia and Europe, longer sailings are more common, longer than 7 nights, because in those markets, they have more vacation time. They take longer holidays than we do. And so that's why you see that. But really, it all comes down to supply and demand, and demand in this case, where the market is going, and that's why. Next question. Jack, we're cruising with friends in 6 months. How do we sit together for dinner in the main dining room? You have to, if you're doing traditional dining, then you have to link your reservations together, each of you. Mike Scudero. Mike, thank you for the super chat. Speaking of back-to-backs, any advice for us first-timers in this department doing a Utopia back-to-back in a few months? I don't really have any tips. I mean, number one, it's already too late, but book the same cabin. Really, the only tip I have for a back-to-back sailing is book the same cabin if at all humanly possible. You will, it's so much better and easier. So, yeah. And number two, Mike, on sailing number 2, after you get back on board, go back and take a nap in your room or something. That's like, I love that feeling, being able to use your room in those couple of hours when other guests who are joining the ship for the first time that sailing aren't able to. Russell, I really like how they have the washi-washi people at the Windjammer with music. Why don't they have washi-washi at other dining venues? Tradition? I don't know. It's a good question, but I'm not sure why they don't do that. Let's see here. Susan Westfall. Susan, thank you for the super chat. If you book a suite for Alaska land tour, do you get double points for the land portion as well as the cruise? That is a great question. I don't know. I will defer to Grace or Jennifer from MEI Travel. They would probably know more than that. That's a great question, Susan. I never thought about that. I don't know. No idea. Great question, though. Good to see you, Susan. Patrick, thank you for the super chat. 53 days till Norwegian fjords on Anthem. Any tips? Yes. So I did this exact itinerary. Well, I did a Norwegian. There are many itineraries. I did a Norwegian fjord cruise last year on Anthem of the Sea. So a couple tips. Obviously, fly in early. Don't. I would stay in. You could stay in London. It's really easy to get from London to Southampton. There's a train service to do the train. Super simple, easy peasy. That's good. In Norway, in Geiranger, don't do the rib boat tour. I did it. I liked it. But the reason I booked the rib boat tour is I wanted to see the Seven Sisters in the fjord. The thing is, you're going to see all of that when your cruise ship sails in. So it seemed kind of redundant. And on top of that, Patrick, there's a really cool, what I would do instead in Geiranger is there's a cool electric car rental company that you can just search Geiranger electric car. You'll find it. It's really easy. There are two-seaters. And you can zip around. I did that like at the end of my day, and it was so much fun. Really, really neat thing. What else would I recommend? Tips for Alaska for Norway. Definitely. I mean, some of these tours are expensive. They take a little longer, but they're worth doing. I'm not sure which ports you're going to. For the big cities, if your cruise is going to Oslo or Bergen, you don't need to book a tour. You can do a lot of things on your own exploring. It's pretty easy to get around cities there. And like we were in Bergen and I did the funicular, which is the train car. It's not quite a trolley car, but it's a car that goes up the side of the mountain. Anyway, I booked it on my own. I walked up the ship. I got coffee and something to eat in town, walked straight there. I beat the entire crowd. When I was coming back down the funicular, there was a huge cruise group coming up there and it's a huge line. Meanwhile, I had no line there. So yeah, do things on your own. It can be a lot easier in the big cities there. Kat Dermerin. If you don't go to the main dining room every day, does that mean the waitstaff gets less your gratuity? No, just they get the same amount, just as long as you prepay it or whatever. So you're good to go there. Don't worry about them. Honestly, when I go on a cruise, I prepay my gratuities and then it's out of sight, out of mind. MJ, thank you for the super chat. Alaska Anthem follow-up. With family, what are the must-do excursions? Also, is June a good time for whales? Yeah, it can be. I would definitely say whale watching is really fun. I would say that's a really good one for families. Go to Mendenhall Glacier in Juneau. That's really cool. In Skagway, what would I do? Oh, do the dog sleds. Save the dog sleds, meaning the dogs. They'll love that. Do that in Skagway. I'm not sure where the ports you're going to, but yeah, you want to go to a glacier, and Mendenhall is the best one to see. So that's on land anyway. That's the one I would recommend for you. Is there a lazy river cookie? No, there's not. Do you know, especially dining does anything for birthdays like a cake? Yeah, if you let them know, they'll do a little celebration. Come on out, light a candle, sing a song, that kind of thing. Slew Dog, thank you for the super chat. We demand 2 hour signs as you were muted. I don't think it's going to happen, but thank you, Slew Dog. I appreciate it. I like that you want me to stay longer, but Tony Diaz can't take me for more than an hour. He has said that, so it's actually Tony's fault that we're not going longer there. But thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Yeah, the electric vehicles. I think they're called like troll cars, or is that different? It's happened in Bergen, Flom, Olden, and so I only went to that itinerary. I went to Bergen and Olden. Olden, I did the glacier. The glacier was a little disappointing because it's real. The hike was fun. I like the hike, but the payoff was not great. The payoff was like this glacier that has receded so much that it's like, yeah, I can see it, but like, it's not impressive. I think that I would do something different. Like, it was a cool hike. I did enjoy that, actually. It was a good workout. But but the actual glacier was very disappointing. So that being said, Olden was beautiful. Like they have these, I don't know what they're called, I guess lakes, and they're absolutely stunning. I would do something that involves going and seeing those lakes, spending more time over there. That was really neat. In Bergen, as I mentioned, I booked on my own the funicular ride. You can do that on your own. You'll save some money by doing that. You can easily walk there from the cruise ship. I mean, it's a little bit of a hike, but you don't need a taxi or anything like that. And then I just walked around the town. Like I love cities where you walk around the city and poke your head in, see what's around there. Maybe there's something to shop and do. It's kind of neat. Let's see here. Can you talk about Navigator of the Seas? It's a great ship. We have a full ship tour of Navigator of the Seas on our channel. Check it out. That's the best thing I can tell you, quite frankly. And we have a full ship tour that'll take you through every single thing you need to know there. How is Icon of the Seas? Fantastic. We're going back in June. Love it. Is there a trolley type thing to get Breezy Bay for those who need help? Yes, Mrs. Thomas. Literally the tram stops at Breezy Bay. So it's the stop right after, it should be, I think. It's either right after the Cocoa Beach Club or it's right after Chill Island. Depends which direction they're going. But yes, they absolutely stop there. Susan Westfall from MEI. Susan Westfall, thank you for the super chat. Per grace from MEI Travel, no double points for the land portion. That makes sense. I think that's, yeah. But thank you for the clarification. Thank you again for the generosity. And thank you to Grace for helping us out on that one. The Teresa McChain, thank you for the super chat. I think you're a nice guy, Matt. I don't care what Tony says. Well, that makes two of us there. I mean, I think most people think I'm a nice guy. It's just Tony doesn't. Tony's just, I mean, there was that time I invited him to go on a cruise. I said, Tony, let's go on. I gave him a date and he ignored me. He never responded. He just ghosted me. Like we were in middle school and I had stolen his boyfriend. Like that was like, what? Just, yeah. At any rate, on that note, I don't think we can top that. We're going to head on out of here. Thank you guys. We've reached our hour already. Sorry, Sludo. I can't go another hour there. Tony gets angry. Want to thank each and every one of you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for the amazing generosity. You guys are fantastic. I know that I muted myself for about 10 minutes of that, but the good news is I recapped every single thing we said there. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Slewdog. MJ, thank you. Patrick, thank you. Susan, again, thank you. Mike Scudero, thank you. Zotix, thank you. Andy Unwin, thank you. Sue Sista, thank you. Jojo, thank you. True Story Jay, thank you. MJ, thank you. Mrs. Thomas, thank you. Neil, thank you. Nick Wong, thank you. Chrome KM. Chrome, I missed your message. Chrome, thank you for re-upping as a channel club member. Chrome KM wrote 151 days till my birthday. How early should I book Maya-chan? Early. They do sell out, so definitely book that in advance. Like book that as early as you can. You don't want to risk it. Aaron Ross, thank you. William Mom, thank you. Burning P, thank you. Neil, thank you. Slewdog, thank you. Tony Crawford, thank you. Melissa Allen, thank you. Rick Lipinski, thank you. Ryan, thank you. Dennis, thank you. Good boy, thank you. Billy, thank you. Orlando and Eva, thank you. Kim, thank you. Halcio, thank you. Jason, thank you. Real Matt Bailey, thank you. Soggy Couch, thank you. Stacy, thank you. Jeff Warnicki, thank you. Skyfrog, thank you. Dave O, thank you. Casey Pham, thank you. Danielle Young, thank you. Bill Schaub, thank you. McHugh, thank you. DNS, thank you. Russ Crawford, thank you. Terry Arter, thank you. Dennis Lecomte, thank you again. Burning, thank you again. Christelle, thank you. Jeff Warnicki, thank you again. Michael Bond, thank you. Jay Osteen, thank you. Nicole Lombardi, thank you. And Desiree Hall, thank you also so much. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Next week, we'll be live on Freedom of the Seas. So we'll do our same time, same channel, but we're going to be live on the Freedom of the Seas, which I am so excited for. We'll probably be live from the Starbucks on board. I usually go there because it's 7:30. No one's really there. There's not a lot of ambient music there. I feel like I can just be myself out there. So yeah. Mirror Effect Channel, your advice helped me a lot. I went on my first cruise ever in April. I went solo. I think cruise is the best vacation ever. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. That is, I'm so glad to hear that really helped you out, because at the end of the day, we yammer a lot over here. I'm so glad this information is actually benefiting people. So that is fantastic. All right, guys, have a great evening. Have a great week. Stay safe out there. Do something fun. And we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.